Good morning. Good morning. Welcome. Thank you. Okay, good morning, everybody, and welcome to Valencia. It is our pleasure to welcome you today here for the second Photonic Integration Week, which is an event that we started last year, and we're running for the second edition finally. With the support of many others, but mainly SECFO, the Southern European Cluster for Photonics, and you will hear from them later on. I'm going to give a brief introduction to the event, and first of all, what I'm going to give are some details on the registration numbers and the, let's say, profile of people attending, companies attending, organizations attending. Then I will follow with acknowledgements, of course, and then I will review the program and I will give you a brief indications on the locations. So this is, in summary, what we had in the Photonic Integration Week 2017. 78 people registered. This year, 58 people registered. And as you can see, main attendees in both events are coming from university, either academic researchers or master students, PhD students. But we also have been successful in these two events to get at least 1/3 of the attendees coming from the industry, which I believe is important. It is one of the aims of this event to try to bring together university and industry all around photonic integration or photonics at large. There has been also people coming directly as well from research institutes, organizations devoted specifically only to research. And we also get, of course, the support from industrial clusters successful. Last year, we ran the Photonic Integration Week for 2.5 days, and then it was followed by a Photonic Integrated Circuit Design training given by company VLC Photonics, which is one of our spin-offs company. And as I said, last year, the organizations from which the speakers came were mainly industry. I think that the colors are, yes, the industry here, and around 37% from research. We try to cover a lot of activities, not only photonics in general or photonic integration, but also telecommunication, component vendors, instrumentations, chip manufacturers, software tools, and design activities. And they also were related to many different fields for which photonic integration is useful, such as, again, telecom, biosensing, or many other. This year, we have, again, a nice set of invited speakers, 17 speakers, since we are running only for 2 days, and then the remaining 3 days for the week are for the VLC Photonics design course. And this year we are again getting very nice representation from industry. More than half of the speakers come from industry. And here you have a list of the invited speakers. Of course, you have the program. We're going to see it in a few minutes' time. And this year we tried to assemble a list of invited speakers to cover what was not covered the last year. And I don't know if all of you have realized that we have like this panel here. This panel has been elaborated by SECFO, and what we did last year was a panel, well, quite similar to this one. And we were trying to see which was the photonic supply chain in Spain among the attendants that we had. So, of course, we fill it in, and then we saw that there were some void spaces, and we tried to cover these void spaces in this edition. And what we realized is that we were in need to bring more application-oriented people, and that is why this year applications are more than half of the invited speakers. We have applications in telecom, in sensing, in aerospace, automation, and biophotonics as well. Nevertheless, we also recognize the importance of bringing together one side of the value chain, that is the applications, and the other side as well, which is the technology. Either bringing tools, people providing tools for the supply chain, like software houses, and then manufacturing tools as well. Of course, the presence of the cluster is always important. And then we also are bringing on the technology side, speakers on photonic integration, of course. This is a photonic integration week. And as well, also more fundamental things as materials and material science. So that is what you're going to get today and tomorrow. This is possible because there are, besides some very committed people with me, there is, of course, funding programs like the European project PIX for All. I think that you will, later on, some of you will have the opportunity to meet Ruben Alemany in business-to-business meetings, in which he will explain what PIX for All is and how it can help you to get into the photonic integrated circuit ecosystem. We also are partially funded by a Spanish network of excellence for telecom and bio-life science using photonic integration. We have this sponsor this year. SECFO is the platinum sponsor, gold sponsor is VLC Photonic, and silver sponsor is Monochrome. You're going to hear talks from them as well. This is the program. After my brief introduction, I will take the lead today, and I will just introduce some of the integration technologies, and being more, let's say, I will make more emphasis on silicon nitride photonics, which is one of them in which we have been working for a few years up to the moment. And then I will be followed by Dominic Domenech from VLC Photonics, and he will take over from my talk, and then he will explain the activities of VLC Photonics in a project called PIX for Life. The first session in the morning will end with Mauricio de Lima, which is a senior researcher at the University of Valencia, and he will talk about surface acoustic waves for photonics. Then we will have a coffee break, and then we will be followed by Maribel Rocha, which comes from UPV spin-off company, AW Sensors, and they make use as well of acoustic waves, but not in photonics. So actually there is a link here because of the acoustic waves. We will have Xavier Muñoz from the Institute of Microelectronics in Barcelona, and he will talk about applications for biophotonics using photonic integration. And then before lunch, we will have Sergio Saez from the cluster. He will explain a little bit on the activities of the cluster and the purpose of involvement of the cluster in this photonic integration week. And we have allocated some time before lunch for business-to-business meetings. That is, Sergio will tell a little bit about it in a few minutes. And then we will go for lunch. We have left 2 hours for lunch, considering that, of course, there is more than enough time to eat. But there is also time to get engaged with others during lunch. We will retake the presentations at 4 p.m. and then Carles Oriac from Monochrome will talk about their applications, their laser applications for Mars exploration. It will be followed by Santiago Arroyo from Bimagine, another company that uses photonics for real-time imaging. And we will close today with the presentation of Professor Pablo Sanchez from the Nanophotonics Center here at UPV as well, and he will talk about advanced electro-optical modulators in silicon photonics. This is for today, and we also, of course, have another slot for business-to-business meeting, and when we finish there, we will have a welcome reception as well. So hopefully today you don't need to buy food anywhere else than here. Tomorrow, we will start again at 9. Well, we have half an hour just in case some people is coming tomorrow, not today, for registration. And the talks will start at 9:30. So this will be a session which is mainly industry. And we will have Maribon Chalony from Lightech. It's a software tool provider. So she will give us an insight of which are the tools that can be used for photonics in general, and photonic integration in particular. Then we will have Guido Piasensky, which comes from Rife GmbH, which is a company that manufactures tools for lithography purposes. And then the session will be concluded by Fernando Castaño from Austria Microsystems, and he will explain the activities of AMS related to photonic integration. After the coffee break, we will have also a couple of talks, one from Juan Martinez, which also is more material science oriented, novel materials for quantum emitters, and then it will be followed by Carlos Avellan from QSight Technologies. This is a spin-off company from ICFO, the Institute for Photonic Sciences in Barcelona, and they are developing quantum random number generators using photonic integration. So this session is somehow, let's say, more hot topic of quantum technologies and quantum photonic integration. Then after lunch in the afternoon, we will get Professor Jose Campmany from UPB, and he will talk about integrated microwave photonics. And related to that, we will have as well Robinson Crusoe from the University Carlos III of Madrid, which will talk about millimeter wave photonics. And finally, to close the event, we will have Jorge Blasco from Photonic Sensors and Algorithms, and he will give a talk on photonic solutions for mini cameras. We will have another business-to-business meeting, and that will conclude the event. I think that all of us know more or less where we are located, but basically we are on the blue cube here on the Polytechnic City of Innovation. Everything is going to happen here, the talks, coffee and lunch, and the welcome reception today. And then for the business-to-business meetings, we will need to walk in the third floor in the terrace and then go through to the red cube and then climb one floor more. For the fourth floor, there will be meeting rooms, and that is what Sergio is going to give some details now. Okay, thank you.